5 years ago, I was stuck in what you'd call a life limbo. Every day, I took the same worn-out route to work, past an abandoned train station on the edge of town. The building was an eyesore. Cracked bricks, shattered windows, rust on the railings, like time had left it behind, and no one had the heart to catch it up. Except for one thing. An old woman, always sitting on a worn wooden bench just outside the ticket booth. She wore the same faded green coat, no matter the season, a floral scarf tied neatly under her chin, and a suitcase by her side. Every morning I passed her, she was there, gently sorting through the contents of that case like they mattered more than anything in the world. But after months of seeing her in the exact same spot, something about her presence became magnetic. Like she wasn't just sitting there, she was waiting. One rainy morning, curiosity beat indifference. I stopped, offered her a coffee, and sat beside her on the bench. "Why do you come here every day?" I asked. She didn't answer right away, just picked up an old harmonica from the suitcase, polished it with a cloth, and placed it delicately on a faded velvet cloth. "Because this is where things find their way back," she finally said. I raised an eyebrow. "What kind of things?" She turned toward me, her pale eyes sharp and knowing. "Lost things," she said. "I keep them for people who don't know they lost something." I let out a chuckle, unsure if she was joking or delusional. But she didn't laugh. She reached into the case and pulled out a bent paperclip. "This one's for you," she said, pressing it into my hand. "Don't lose it." The paperclip was bent into a strange shape. Not a spiral, not a heart, just a weird zigzag that felt intentional. I pocketed it and walked off, smiling politely and promising myself that was the last time I'd entertain the town's resident weirdo. But the next week, my life began to unravel. First, I was laid off from my job, company downsizing. Then my longtime girlfriend ended things out of nowhere, saying I was too predictable. My car broke down the following morning. My apartment complex had a fire inspection that revealed mold in the walls, forcing me to move out in less than 2 weeks. It all came crashing down in 7 days. That Friday night, I returned to my temporary rental, emotionally drained and numb. I collapsed onto the mattress on the floor, buried under cardboard boxes I didn't want to unpack. And there it was, on top of my pillow, the paperclip. I hadn't seen it since the day she gave it to me. I was sure I left it in my old jacket, but somehow, impossibly, it was here, bent, cold, waiting. Something in me snapped. I didn't think, I just moved. I got in a friend's borrowed car and drove straight to the train station. The old woman was there, of course, but this time she wasn't alone. 3 folding chairs sat in front of her, perfectly arranged like a small audience, waiting for a play to begin. Each had a label. Chair 1, something you miss. Chair 2, something you hide. Chair 3, something you're afraid to lose. She didn't speak, just gestured for me to sit. I hesitated, then sat on the first chair. And instantly my chest tightened. I saw flashes of my brother, his goofy grin, the sound of his sneakers dragging across hardwood floors, the toy helicopter we used to race down the hallway. He died when I was 12. I hadn't thought of him in years. Not really. Tears welled up, uninvited. I moved to the second chair. The image shifted. Me, at 17, holding a manuscript, my first short novel. I had written it in secret and hid it in a shoebox under my bed. I had never shown anyone. That dream had died quietly, buried under real life. Finally, the third chair, a wave of fear hit me. Not about death or loss of status, but about loving again. Truly. Fearless love. The kind I gave when I was younger, before betrayal, before scars. When I looked up, the woman was watching me. No smile this time. Her eyes were calm, but piercing. She stood, approached slowly, and handed me the paperclip again, now bent differently. It looked like a key. "Now you remember," she said. "Go live like you remember." Life didn't magically fix itself overnight, but something changed in me. I quit the part-time job I hated, applied for one in another city, a small publishing house that needed a submissions reader. On paper, I wasn't qualified, but I applied anyway. 2 weeks later, I got an interview. 3 months after that, I moved. On my last day in town, I returned to the train station to say goodbye. But when I got there, the station was gone. Not abandoned. Literally gone. The bench, the broken sign, the platform, all of it, as if it had never existed. Grass had grown where the building used to be. No rubble, no caution tape, nothing. But at the center of the field, resting gently in the grass, was a small brown suitcase. Inside, only one thing, a note written in looping cursive. "If you're reading this, you've found what you lost. Keep it close. Share it widely. And remember, not all keys are meant for doors." I still have the paperclip. It never opened a lock, but it unlocked me, and that was enough.